Yesterday, I read a very disturbing story that comes out of Oxfordshire in Britain, but it offers a terrifying glimpse into what the future, the net zero future, could well look like under the climate renewables tyranny. Oxford County Council are planning on embarking in 2024 not on COVID lockdowns, but, as I and many others have long predicted, climate lockdowns. How will it work? Well, scarily, much of the infrastructure of oppression and surveillance is already in place, as it is here. But recently, Oxford County Council started to spell out the details. And yes, it's all being done in the name of saving the planet from climate change. According to Vision News, last week, Oxfordshire County Council finally approved their plans to lock residents into one of 6 zones across the city of Oxford. They have divided the city, this is the council, into 6 zones as the latest stage in what is called the 15-minute city agenda. Remember that phrase. And they are actually boasting about this agenda. According to an October article in the Oxford Mail, the local newspaper there, quote, Duncan Enright, Oxfordshire County Council's Cabinet Member for Travel and Development Strategy, has explained how roadblocks stopping most motorists from driving through Oxford city centre will divide the city into 6 15-minute neighbourhoods. He insists the controversial plan will go ahead whether people like it or not. There's your COVID mentality at work. The Oxfordshire Council will place electronic gates on key roads in and out of the city, confining residents to their own neighbourhoods. Even the Times newspaper has reported on this travesty without batting an eyelid, that motorists will be fined simply for leaving their neighbourhood once too often. So, how does this communist-style activity work in what is supposedly the heart of a liberal democracy? Well, here's how the boffins explain it. Every resident will be required to register their car with the county council, who will then monitor how many times they leave their district via number plate recognition cameras. People can drive freely around their own neighbourhood and must apply for a permit to drive through the filters and into other neighbourhoods, which they can apply to for up to 100 days per year. The council will then track their movements via smart cameras positioned all around the city. If any of Oxford's 150,000 residents drives outside of their designated district more than 100 days in the year, he or she can be fined $150 a pop. So what exactly is a 15-minute city? The term was coined in 2016 by Sorbonne professor Carlos Moreno, who was given a Nobel Award in 2021 for developing his idea. I'll bet he was. The lovies lapped it up. Quote, a truly livable and sustainable urban future that places each global citizen at the heart of their own city, was the gushing blurb. When they say places each global citizen at the heart of their own city, of course, I suspect what they really mean is imprisons each global citizen within 5 kilometres of their own home. Unsurprisingly, we find the concept enthusiastically being sold by Klaus Schwab and the World Economic Forum. The same mob who hope that by 2030 you will own nothing and you will be happy have even gone to the trouble of drawing you up a cute little diagram of your wonderfully new virtual prison to make the idea look benign and appealing, as well as a funky interactive World Economic Forum graph, Klaus loves these things, where you can learn that urban resilience, for example, is linked to climate change, cybersecurity, and, of course, systemic racism. All the usual lefty nonsense and garbage designed to keep individuals locked down and denied freedom of movement, the most fundamental and precious of all our human rights, and the most basic one at that. As Joanna Nova says on the excellent Joe Nova website, the 15-minute city is now already being eagerly embraced by the United Nations to tackle climate change, of course, as well by a host of city councils and local governments all around the world, including popping up in Barcelona, Paris, Portland, Buenos Aires, and even Brisbane and Melbourne. Yes, they're everywhere. Interesting, isn't it? How all these different cities all around the world seem to be kind of hopping on the same bandwagon all at the same time. It's almost as if, oh, I don't know, we had one big government running the world behind the scenes, telling all the little governments, you know, the democratically elected ones, what to do. Of course, I'm only joking. That could never happen, could it?